Ho! Have you ever wondered what it truly took for the Israelites to claim the Promised Land? It wasn't an empty territory waiting to be occupied. It was a land of fortified cities, powerful rulers, and even giants. This is the story of the kings who fell, the empires that crumbled, and the divine power that led Israel to victory. A conquest that stretched from the sun-scorched Arnon Gorge all the way to the snow-capped peaks of Mount Hermon. Before Joshua even crossed the Jordan, the campaign began under Moses. Two formidable kings stood in their way on the eastern side. First was Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled from his mighty fortress in Heshbon. His kingdom was vast, stretching from the Arnon Gorge up to the Jabbok River, the border of the Ammonites. He controlled half of Gilead and the eastern Araboth, from the Sea of Galilee down to the Dead Sea. He was a powerful figure, a gatekeeper to the lands beyond. But Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the Israelites faced him, and Sihon's kingdom was taken. There was Og, king of Bashan, a name that struck fear into the hearts of many. He was one of the last of the legendary Rephetzer race of giants. From his royal cities of Ashtaroth and Edrei, his domain was immense. It covered Mount Hermon, Selica, and all of Bashan, right to the borders of Gesher and Makkah. His territory even included the other half of Gilead, bordering King Sihon's former lands. Imagine the sight, a giant king ruling a vast and rugged territory. Yet, he too was conquered by Moses and the Israelites. This land, won through divine strength, was given as a possession to the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. A promise fulfilled, a foothold secured, but the main conquest was yet to come. After the passing of Moses, a new leader rose. Joshua. His mission was to lead the people into the heart of Canaan, the land west of the Jordan. From Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon to Mount Halak near Seir, this was the territory promised by God. It was a land of incredible diversity, the Central Hill Country. The western foothills, the desert plains of the Arabah, the rugged mountain slopes, the vast wilderness, and the southern Negev. This land was not empty. It was home to powerful and ancient peoples. The Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. And Jebusites had their own cities, their own armies, and their own kings. 31 kings in total stood against Israel's advance. This wasn't just a battle for land, it was a clash of kingdoms, a test of faith. Joshua, guided by the Lord, would lead the tribes of Israel to claim their inheritance, one fallen king at a time. The epic was about to unfold. The campaign began with a miracle. First to fall was the king of Jericho, his impenetrable walls tumbling down, not by siege engines, but by the sound of trumpets and a shout of faith. One king down. Next, the king of Ai, a city near Bethel, learned that even a small city could not stand against God's judgment. A second king fell. Then came a coalition of southern kings, led by the formidable king of Jerusalem himself. The kings of Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon joined forces to stop Israel's momentum. But in a battle where the sun and moon stood still, they were utterly defeated. 5 more kings vanquished. The conquest swept through the land like a divine fire. The king of Gezer, who came to help Lachish, met the same fate. The king of Debir, the king of Gedir, the king of Hormah, the king of Arad one by one. Their crowns fell. The southern campaign was relentless. The kings of Libnah, Adullam, Makkedah, and Bethel were all conquered. The relentless march of Joshua's army, empowered by God, was unstoppable. Each victory was a testament not to military strategy alone, but to unwavering obedience and divine intervention. The list of the fallen grew, a stark reminder of God's promise unfolding in real time. The campaign continued its relentless pace. The king of Tappuah, the king of Hepher, the king of Aphek, and the king of Lashonol were added to the list of the defeated. But the greatest challenge in the north was yet to come. a massive northern alliance formed, a coalition of kings determined to crush Israel once and for all. It was led by the king of Madon and the mighty king of Hazor, the head of all those kingdoms. They were joined by the king of Shimron-Meran and the king of Akshoph. Their armies gathered like the sand on the seashore, a terrifying multitude of chariots and horsemen. Yet, even this grand alliance was shattered before Israel. The victories continued. The king of Tanej, the king of Megiddo, the king of Kadesh, and the king of Jokneam and Carmel, their reigns came to an end. The king of Dor, in the coastal region of Naphath Dor, also fell. The king of Goyim in Gilgal, and finally, the king of Tirzah. Each name represents a city conquered, a stronghold broken, a people liberated from pagan rule to make way for the nation of God. 31 kings in all. A complete and total victory. From the giants east of the Jordan to the allied kings of the north and south, 31 kingdoms were overthrown. This wasn't a story about the might of an army or the brilliance of a general. It was the story of God's faithfulness. Every battle won, every city taken, was a direct fulfillment of the promise made to Abraham centuries before. The Scroll of Kings is not just a historical record. It's a powerful declaration that when God is with you, no obstacle is too great, no enemy is too powerful. It was the hand of the Lord that gave Israel the victory and turned the promise of land into a tangible inheritance. Thank you so much for joining us on this historical journey. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into these powerful accounts. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, may you walk in faith and victory.